Hey everyone, I'm Tiffany and welcome to Tarot Friday. We're recording for Eve for December 23rd. So in my family, we've always celebrated Eve. It's a good time for the larger group to get together, and we'll also do like Christmaka, where there's a combo of Hanukkah and Christmas. And so whatever you're celebrating this time of year, my heart is with you. They say, what is the saying about, you think you're enlightened until you spend some time with your family, right? So I love you, family. I doubt any of you are watching this, but if you are, you're the best. I'm going to work with the Christmas tarot deck. And before we get going today, just a little astrology update. We are under a new moon. We're under a new moon today on the 23rd in Capricorn. And so, there's always this fresh energy with the new moon. The sky is dark. I always feel very small when the sky is dark and you can look up and see all the stars. Hopefully where you are, you have a nice dark sky to look up at. And just feel, the hope in the smallness and the surrender in the smallness. So that's what's going on. There's something else I'm skimming over. Let's see. On Saturday, we've got, Mercury is going to sextile Neptune. So a lot of creativity flowing, a lot of good time to catch up on your movies. I just watched Jerry and Marge Go Large. It's one of the more innocent things I can say that I watched, but I thought it was really sweet. This, it's about this couple that basically fall back in love over playing the lottery, right? And Bryan Cranston's in it, so cool. But anyways, the astrology vibes are great for relaxing, taking your time off, or being creative. So if you're still looking for those last minute gifts, something that has to do with the arts or helps people with their own creativity, I think would be a great little nice touch. On that note, Deborah wrote her book recommendations for all of the signs. And so I want to make sure you see that article because she went sign by sign, and every year she gives the best book recommendations. And so if that's something that you are also into, we have that up on the blog. All of that is at wiseskiescollective.com. Last little bit of housekeeping. I think our next workshops are the first week of January. And so if you want to join us for psychic development or for human design, we've got our workshops are all posted on the classes page at wiseskiescollective.com. It's free for members. So if you're looking to be a member, we would love to have you in our community. And if you want to pop in and join us just as a one-off, that's cool too. Better deals the membership, right? So we love you. Let's get started. Let's look. Let me make sure. Yep. Let's look at Aries first. And just clearing the deck for Aries. Okay, let's clear the deck for Aries and stay tuned for the universal reading for sure, guys. Let's go visualize the Aries symbol. If you're receiving, just take a big deep breath in, connect to spirit and breathe out. Okay. So we've got the Four of Wands and the Hierophant for our Aries. Okay, so, Aries energy is great about being spontaneous, being able to go with the flow, starting something new, changing courses. Aries is great about pivoting. So when I get this set up for you, Aries, I feel like maybe you're kind of tired of pivoting and that you're looking for a really basic, solid foundation, just keep things simple. This would be like, don't do anything crazy with your diet. Don't do anything crazy with travel. Just try to get your energy in a place where you can rest and relax and be really restored. The Hierophant reminds us of the marriage, like being married, but it also reminds us of our spirituality, our spiritual foundation, what we're devoted to. So in yoga, we would call it bhakti, right? The devotion of the heart. So Aries also reconnecting to something that is higher than you, your God, your source of creativity, something that is bigger than you, right? Your own spiritual foundation, reconnecting to that, I think will help realign you and bring you more inner peace and stability. And then your outside world is going to feel a lot better, right? Life happens from us, right? Not to us. Okay. So let's clear the deck for us and see what it is our Taurus friends need to hear for the weekend ahead. Just some practical advice or guidance. Okay, we got the Knight of Pentacles, a Wheel of Fortune, The Six of Pentacles. So Taurus, we're looking at something just kind of starting out on a path that feels like you're not the know-it-all, like you're not the wise mentor, right? Just having that attitude of, okay, I'm just here to learn, I'm just here to be of service. I'm just here to learn. I'm the apprentice, right? Apprentice energy. The Wheel of Fortune reverse, it's like anything could be taken away from you at any moment. Anything could be given to you at any moment, right? And so trying to work with that energy of excitement around finances, the excitement, you could feel like it's all going away. I don't know when it's going to leave, but could you turn that into like something magical is about to happen? I can't wait to see what's around the corner. And then really staying humble, right? Just staying humble financially. The Six of Pentacles, of course, a good time to reach into nostalgia, go back to connect with a blast from the past, connect with childhood friends, just give somebody a call. I was on the phone the other day and we were talking about I wouldn't be this person's friend if I didn't make the phone call, right? That was the theme, right? So I was sharing in that, but I wasn't alone in that. So this idea that you're waiting on somebody to call you to maintain a friendship, or that you're only the one giving in the friendship, that you're the only one that goes to visit, that you're the only one that brings the coffee, that you're the only one that texts, right? And so looking at some reciprocity and what might need to be rebalanced. The sixes show us what's unbalanced, right? And so that's something that we can look at too for you, Taurus. Okay, let's clear the deck for our Geminis. What is it that our Geminis need to hear for the weekend ahead? On Eve, Festivus, right? The airing of grievances. Let's clear for our Geminis. Okay, we get a Death card and a Knight of Swords. So overthinking has got to go. I think that the best tool that I have for overthinking is going to be the Silva method, right? And so you can get the books, you can listen to the audibles, you can do all the things. Basically, you want to get yourself into a receptive meditative state and then visualize how you want things to go moving forward, right? There's way more to it than that. They actually teach that you visualize the problem and then visualize the solution. They also teach that you put the past in the right and the future in the left. It's counterintuitive. And so there's a lot more to it than I'm giving you. So it may be a good time for you to check in with some of those methods and really listen and study them. But the idea here with the Knight of Swords, it's like you're just beating yourself up with your thoughts, or just kind of getting in the cyclical thinking and not realizing that the universal mind is hearing everything that you're thinking, accepting it as prayer and giving it right back to you, right? And so you got to stop the crazy making cycle in some area of your life, Gemini. Okay. All right. Let's clear for our Cancers. What is it that our Cancers need to hear for the weekend ahead? Just some simple advice or guidance, helping our Cancers that are watching, just taking a big breath in to connect with spirit and out. Okay. All right, we get the Hierophant and the Moon card with our Cancer. So same kind of message with the Aries, right? Maybe you've forgotten what you're devoted to. You haven't maybe spent time connecting with God in a way that is emotionally beneficial for you, right? So getting back in touch with the mood of devotion, bhakti, right? And letting everything you do be that of great service to the Creator, to be so grateful to be alive, to make every spreadsheet the most beautiful work of art, to make every cup of coffee the most amazing cup of coffee that you've ever had, and to just work with your emotions as you're doing the mundane things to connect with something higher, to create a mood of devotion, right? And to bring, I guess, more contentment, more peace, more joy, more satisfaction, really. Feeling content is the goal here. With the Moon upside down, I feel like a lot of you Cancers are maybe having some tears, going through some things emotionally, feeling like life isn't fair, right? Feeling like you're not really being protected or seen or heard or listened to, or your needs aren't being met. The Moon upside down, it's like when we're really feeling in the dark about something, very uncertain, and we tend to disconnect, right? So I'm not here to be your cheerleader and say, well, everything's going to get better, you have to just power through it. No, you got to feel all the way through it. But what is going to carry you through is your connection to spirit, your alignment with your higher self, your alignment with God, right? So keep that with you, whatever you do. Let's clear for our Leos and see what it is our Leos need to hear for the weekend ahead. Some practical advice or guidance for any Leos watching. Okay. Clearing for Leos, we've got Judgment and a Page of Pentacles. Okay, so the Judgment card reverse, I feel like that can be sticky. It's like you're going either through a very intense life review, you're aware of something that isn't working that you just keep doing anyways. Sometimes the best thing you can do is say, hey, I tried my best and I need to put it down instead of fixing it, right? Like we want to fix it to a point of being able to let it go, but maybe you don't need to, maybe you just leave it messy for a second and excuse yourself because you're creating the problem, right? So Leos with the Judgment card issue, you could be doing a life review where you're going back in your own heart and saying, I need to say, I'm sorry for this thing that I didn't mean, that I don't want to die with. You know what I mean? The Page of Pentacles here, it could be that you're having some judgment on your financial issues. It could be that you need to have some discernment with your budget, right? Maybe you need to unsubscribe from some things. Maybe you need to subscribe to some things that are more uplifting to you, that are in more alignment with what you really want to pump yourself full of, right? So having discernment with money either way, and then also checking in with yourself and making sure that you're on the best path for the mission of your life, where you can feel certain about, you know, there's no little areas where I'm hanging on to a lack of forgiveness, you know, in myself and others, right? Okay, Leos. So there you go. A little bit of shallow, a little bit of deep, just the way our Leos like it, right? Okay. So after Leo comes Virgo. Let's just clear for our Virgos, see what our Virgos need to hear for the weekend ahead. Some practical advice or guidance, taking a deep breath in, connecting to spirit and exhaling. All right, spirit. Oh, spirit, 2 nights for the Virgos. So we had the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands. I'm just pulling a card for clarification. So Virgos, just like our Aries, it would be really easy for you to keep yourself busy, to keep yourself, you know, doing something, organizing something, planning something, setting something up for success, catching up on all your favorite movies, getting lost in books. It would be easy to busy yourself. But if you find yourself busying yourself in whatever, even if you're happy about it, is it a distraction for something that is trying to catch your mind, right? And so instead of busying yourself, how can you just go slow and try to get down to the core issue of what you're busying yourself away from, right? Because there's some core foundation issue that's wanting your attention. And at the end of the day, does it matter? You know, does the things that you were thinking about or busying yourself, do they really matter? And can you get real with yourself and build yourself a really nice core foundation? That could mean emotionally, physically, mentally. It could be something going on in your neighborhood or your family. But it always is going to start with you, right? That reminder that life is happening from us, not to us. And so if we're going to keep busy, that can be a very unstable place to be. And the calling is for more stability. Okay, might require some introspection. Let's clear for our Libras. Just taking a deep breath for our Libras watching. Just taking a big inhale, connecting with spirit. Lots of sirens going on. I don't know if you can hear that in my neighborhood. The house was shaking this morning with the storm. It was like, I bet you can hear that one. There's a world going on outside of this sanctuary. Okay. So blessings. Every time I hear a siren, I just send white liquid peace over in that direction of the sound. Okay, Libras, what do you need to hear for the weekend ahead? What's cooking for our Libras? The Sun and the King of Wands and, okay, the Knight of Cups. So the Sun card, right? There's a responsibility you have to your inner child, right? To do your very best, to let them off the hook so they can go play, to stop worrying, to stop putting yourself in situations that feel obviously unbalanced, that you know you're stepping into trouble, that you see the hole and you're stepping into it anyways. This is a reminder that you have a responsibility to yourself, to your inner child, to take care of that. right? And to go big, to shine your light. If it's dark out there, just remember that the light might be emanating from you. Libra, the sun is about illuminating. It's about making hay while the sun shines. It's about taking advantage of opportunities, right? It's about saying yes to your life. Okay. And so just remember your why and who you're protecting and who you're saying yes for and who you're letting have a sense of freedom, right? That inner person, that one inside of you, right? That wants to come out and play. All right. That's good. That's a positive one. And let's clear for our Scorpios. See what it is our Scorpios need to hear for the weekend ahead. Just taking a deep breath in and out. Okay, what do our Scorpios need to hear? Six of Swords and a 10 of Pentacles. So it's all going to be okay, right, Scorpio? If you do the work now, it's all going to be okay later. So you can't ignore the details. You know what I'm doing right now, Six of Swords and 10 of Pentacles wise? I'm working on the If I Die plan for my businesses, for my life. And so how easy would it be to give the keys to those behind me, right? Those who the legacy is for. How easy would it be to give them the keys? It wouldn't be super easy. They could figure it out. My friends would help, right? But I want to clean some of that up. And I want to set not only myself and my businesses up for success, but also for the longevity of it, right? I think about some of the newsletters that Stephen Forrest sent out a couple months ago, right? Where he said something that really struck me. It was like, I set this school up to be like a legacy for astrologers. So he's thinking long-term, well past his time on Earth. He set something up with a good foundation that people can close or people can operate, right? He's not attached to it, but the idea is that at least it's set up that way. And this is what I'm thinking of with this combo. The 10 of Pentacles, this is a happy family. This is ultimate wealth. This is success and well-being, but you've got to visualize it, right? The swords. So that you've got to visualize at 6, something is unbalanced. Are you not visualizing that best possible outcome? Are you replaying? Go listen to the other reading where I was talking about the Silva method. I think it was Gemini. I'm not sure. I don't want to send you on a goose chase. But the idea here is like, you've got to visualize it, or it definitely is not going to happen. It's kind of math. It's kind of not woo-woo, right? Okay. Let's clear for our Sagittarius. Any Sag watching, just listening in for our Sag. Okay. Let's see, we get a King of Swords and a Fool card. So I love the Fool card. You guys know it's one of my favorite ones. Sag with the King of Swords, I feel like this is when we use our thoughts against ourselves sometimes. We're not responsible with our thinking. I guess this is just a big old infomercial for this method because I keep coming back to it. Are you visualizing, what you want to have happen? Because if you're not, what you're visualizing, what you're thinking about is what your life is coming from you, right? And so all of your thoughts are prayers, the good ones, the bad. The universal mind doesn't care or discriminate from the thoughts that you're thinking that are really beating yourself up versus the ones that are really brilliant and illuminating the path forward, right? So that's part of your reading. Another part of your reading is the Fool card. You're ready for a new adventure. And it might look naive or childish or stupid to somebody else, but it's not to you because the whole purpose is to have fun. You're on a quest for truth and you have to go out the front door. And you have what you need. It might look minimalistic to somebody else, but you've got what you need and you're in the moment. This is a call to be present, to be aware of the thoughts that you're thinking, and to be resourceful with what you have right now, okay? You don't need to, this isn't a walk away and don't look back. This isn't a death card. This isn't quit everything. This is just be on the adventure with what you have, right? Okay, let's share for our Capricorns. What is it that our Capricorns need to hear? Just some practical advice or guidance for the week ahead. Clearing for our Capricorns. Okay. 8 of Wands and a King of Wands. Oops. Okay, and then a jumper, a 5 of Pentacles. All right, Capricorn. So some of you guys sitting around with like the holiday blues, you know what I mean? Like there's maybe some depression or sadness or grief. It's not to ignore that. It's just to say also here with this reading, you're going to move through it pretty quickly. And so I would say allow yourself at least the 20 minutes of grief. If the moment you feel kind of the tears welling up, like just go for it, because I feel like it's not going to last super long. It'll be cleansing, purifying, refreshing for you. This new moon is under your sign. And so there is a freshness, and there's usually a sadness when there's a new beginning, you know, like I know this sounds so stupid, but and very privileged, right? When I've gone to get a trade a car in, I'm always sad for the one that I had all the adventures in, right? It's kind of like that. Like I should be happy, I should be thankful, I should be grateful that I'm able to get something new that's safe and, you know, has whatever. But I'm still kind of sad for the adventure that is like over, right? And so I feel like that's what you could be going through. And as soon as you really feel and heal that, you're going to be on a great new course, a great new adventure. Use this new moon period to go dark, go inside, be reflective. And that way you can come out of it with a really fresh perspective for your personal new 2.5-year cycle that starts today. Okay. After Capricorn comes our Aquarius. Let's take a deep breath in for our Aquarius. Just connecting with spirit, anchoring down, turning on the inner vision. Okay. All right, we got a 6 of Wands and a King of Swords. So Aquarius, and a third one wants to pop out, 5 of Swords. Similar message going on with the 5s, like maybe you're feeling like there's a battle not worth fighting because nobody wins. It's like, why am I putting myself through this kind of a feeling? I just feel like it's time for you, Aquarius, to take a step back, to unplug. It's easy for you to detach and alienate. That's not what I'm suggesting, but really be aware of what you're putting yourself in, because you're going to have the physical experience of it all. So it can't be perfect out there all the time, right? Sometimes we're going to walk into a room full of messy, emotional people. But the idea here is like, is this the right weekend for that? Or is this a better weekend to just have a little bit more quiet time, to be really choosy with where you spend your energy, and to choose people, places, and situations that are going to fill your cup and help you feel like you've got a win going on instead of a fight that's not worth having, right? So just a little energy assessment. You can go energy shopping and be really choosy about where you're putting yourself this weekend. Okay. And then clearing for after our Capricorn, or after our Aquarius, sorry, comes Pisces. So this is the Pisces reading. I'm just clearing for Pisces. Whoops, so many. Okay, they're all falling out. Let's go with it. We got a Page of Pentacles and a 4 of Pentacles. The card I was going to draw is the 10 of Swords. So Pisces, you know, the 10 of Swords, I like to tell people the worst is over. This is when you've felt attacked, when you felt like, I can't do this one more day. I just don't feel like it. You know, I don't want to go to whatever, walk to get the mail, whatever. It's like this, this overwhelm. But just know that this is a sign that you've maxed out on those feelings, and that going forward, things are going to be a lot more stable, a lot more steady, because you have gone through and done the hard work on the inside, right? The 4 of Pentacles, you need steadiness in your life. You can't absorb any more chaos right now. The Page of Pentacles too, it's like sometimes it's this financial chaos. So some of you Pisces, if you're in situations where you've got like control issues around money, or people are trading money for love, or they're trading gifts for control, or all of the things that can crop up with money issues, you can always politely decline. You can say, I don't want a gift from somebody that I love so much, you know, that every day's holiday with you, right? The idea here is that you're looking for real stability, and it comes from the inside out. And so getting honest with about, you know, have you put yourself through the grinder, the grader? And have you kind of gotten into some sticky financial things that you've not been real pleased with? Or, you know, it's just like, it doesn't have to be that you're the bad guy. It's just like, could we take an honest assessment of where your income is coming from, or how you're getting your self-worth in life, right? Like that's another way of looking at it. And then just break it down and get really basic, and try to get, take all of the energy cords away from that, right? So that you become more self-sustaining in a way that feels like really energizing and fun and happy. Maybe some of you guys have been in the wrong job for a long time. Maybe the job has felt unfulfilling. Maybe all of the pivots that you've tried to make just aren't working. And maybe you need to just reconsider some things, right? So a pivot for something more stable looks like it would do your system a lot of good. Might require a lot of humility, might require a lot of joy and a lot of like, I'm just willing to go for it energy. I don't know, but that's what the cards say, Pisces. Okay, so last but not least, we're going to do our universal reading. And I do have some news with the universal reading. I have been doing this Tarot Friday for several years, and I have included it as just a free service. And I'm wondering about charging $5 a month for it, or including it in our current membership, or having it as a 2-tiered thing. So $5 a month to have the Tarot Fridays, or in our membership, you just get them all the time. That's where my thoughts are going. I've asked for some feedback from my business mentors and friends and colleagues. I would love your feedback. Do you think that it's worth it? Can you swing it? Is it worth continuing to go on and do these in 2023? Let me know what your thoughts are. I really do take them into consideration before making big decisions like this. So let's do our universal reading for everybody on Festivus, airing of the grievances, or Eve, or Chrismica, or whatever your family is celebrating or not celebrating, right? Let's just get a reading for today. See where we connect in with spirit under this beautiful Capricorn new moon, knowing that the planets of creativity and information wizardry are working with us this weekend. Okay. All right, the thing that Spirit wants us to hear the most is the Justice card and the 5 of Cups reversed. So if you've been an underdog, or if you've been fighting for an underdog, or if life has felt unfair, or if there has been an imbalance of time, the Justice card reminds us that we don't have to be the karma police. We do have to be responsible for our energy and where we choose to live our life and the thoughts we choose to think, right? But that's kind of it. The karma police will go out on your behalf. Life will happen from you, right? Not to you and not at you. And once that shift happens inside, right, it might take a little while. You might have to do your vision boards. You become the vision board, right? You know that song, I am the vision board, right? But the idea here is to be responsible for the griefs that we're carrying, and then to really just let them go, and to not have to fix, argue, defend, explain, justify, right? And so just taking a look at that and working with the Justice card, reviewing your own standards of integrity, right? Looking at your core values, your ethics, and seeing, is there something that feels a little off? Is there something I can adjust on the inside or not? Or am I just thankful that there is justice, right? And am I thankful that justice is served? So lots of ways to play with these cards. I hope you've had fun with me today. I hope you have a beautiful weekend. I'm so glad you're here. Check out all of the stuff at wiseskiescollective.com. And until next time, guys, I was trying to think of something clever, but I love you guys, and namaste.